So, the Kuriboh archetype is a series of monsters used throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. They were used by Yugi, Jaden, and Yuma in the anime, as well as by Yusei in the manga. However, Yuya, so far, is the only main protagonist who doesn't have a card from the series in his deck in both the manga and anime. However, this could change in the future. All Kuriboh cards offer the owner some form of defensive ability that is unique to that Kuriboh. So, how about we start with the OG, Kuriboh? Kuriboh's defensive ability is it can reduce battle damage from an opponent's attack to 0 by discarding this card from your hand. Before we move on, I just want to get at least one Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series reference in, because everyone's going to talk about it in the comments, so I might as well throw in one now.
That's an annoying Kuriboh.
Moving on. So, Kuriboh appears in the artworks of Gift of the Week, Detonate, and Flute of Summoning Kuriboh. The name Kuriboh roughly translates to chestnut person in the Japanese. You may recognize this name from the Japanese name of Mario enemies, the Gumba. Funnily enough, Kaiba called this card one of the weakest monsters in the game, due to its low stats, despite actually being a very versatile monster due to its effects and supports like Multiply and Detonate. However, again, Kuriboh's apparent weakness is brought up in chapter 131 of the manga, as Pegasus was shocked that anyone would use this card in their decks. Poor Kuriboh. Ironically though, Kite Tenjo, who was basically Kaiba in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal series, has his own version of this card known as Kuri Photon. This card may be a counterpart to Haniwata, as Haniwata stops effect damage while Kuriboh prevents battle damage. As well, this card is a Dark Fiend while Haniwata is a Light Fairy with the same level and inverted attack and defense. This card's third OCG but second TCG artwork is taken from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Duel 45 Crisis, specifically from the panel showing the monster and Dark Yugi right before Dark Yugi activates Multiply. And did you know this monster has its own tokens called Kuriboh tokens, as well as its own counterpart called Wretched Ghost of the Attic, whose card description reads, a harmless monster found lurking in just about any attic. Clear Kuriboh. This Kuriboh's defensive ability is, during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect that would inflict damage, you can discard this card and negate the activation. As well, when an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, draw one card. If it is a monster, you can special summon it, then change the attack target to it. You can only use the effect of Clear Kuriboh once per turn. Junk Kuriboh. This guy's defensive ability is, it can negate the activation of a card or effect that inflicts damage to you and destroy that card by sending this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Ironically, as Yusei Fudo was the main protagonist to use this monster bears the same exact criminal mark bore by Yusei Fudo. This monster is the first of the primary forms of Kuriboh to be altered from its anime and manga effects, where this monster originally could negate even battle damage. However, it was conditioned with the damage no matter the source needing to be enough to bring the player's life points to 0. This is the only Kuri monster whose attribute is neither dark nor light, instead being Earth. Kuriborn. His defensive ability is, you can banish this card from your graveyard to special summon as many Kuriboh monsters from your graveyard when your opponent declares an attack. Now, this card's name is a pun on the word reborn, which references its effect of special summoning Kuriboh from the graveyard. Rainbow Kuriboh. Its effect is, you can special summon this card from your graveyard when your opponent declares a direct attack. This is so far the only Kuri monster, aside from their fused forms, that does not have 300 attack or 200 defense. This is, though, the second of 2 Kuri monsters to be used by Yuma Tsukumo, the first being Kuri Vault. Relink Kuriboh. Banish this card from the graveyard to prevent one monster you control from being destroyed in battle. This monster appears to have some parts of Relinquished incorporated into its body. This is supported by the similar looking claws both monsters have, the Eye of Anubis symbol they both share, with this monster having it on its back. This is also supported by the fact that Kuriboh was the key to defeating Thousand Eyes Restrict in the anime and manga, as Thousand Eyes Restrict was a fused form of Relinquished and Thousand Eyes Idol. Sphere Kuriboh. His effect is, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Change the attacking monster to defense position, and when you ritual summon a monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard as one of the monsters required for the ritual summon. So this monster appears to be based on the appearance of the Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere mode. This is supported by the fact that both monsters have light rays extending from their bodies. Both have sphere-like bodies, and both have line-work designs running over them. Winged Kuriboh. His defensive ability is, it prevents you from taking battle damage during the turn this card is destroyed. This monster appears in the artwork of the Flute of Summoning Kuriboh, Gift Card, Berserker Crush, Alchemical Experiment, and Lucky Chance. This was the first light attribute Kuriboh monster. It also has some upgraded forms. First up, Winged Kuriboh level 9. The armor of this card resembles that of Breaker the Magical Warrior. Unlike most level monsters, Winged Kuriboh level 9 cannot special summon or be special summoned by the effect of another Winged Kuriboh monster. And this card's attack name in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX manga is Berserker Crush, which is also the name of a card, Berserker Crush. Its next form up is the Winged Kuriboh level 10. This is the only level monster to have advanced by more than 2 levels from its predecessor. This card is one of 2 level 10 level monsters, the other being Armed Dragon level 10. And, unlike most level monsters, Winged Kuriboh level 9 cannot level up to Winged Kuriboh level 10 or level down to Winged Kuriboh. So these next cards don't actually have the word Kuriboh in them, but they do have the Kuri in their names, so they're pretty much a part of the archetype. Kuri Bandit. His effect is, during the end phase, if this card was normal summon this turn, you contribute this card, excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can add 1 excavated spell or trap card to your hand. Also send the remaining cards to the graveyard. In the English dub of the anime, this card is actually a level 5 monster with 0 attack and 200 defense. Additionally, it uses the scene showing its summon as its dub artwork. Kuriboh. His effect is, during damage calculation, if this card is being attacked by your opponent's monster, you can take no battle damage from this battle. Your opponent gains life points equal to the attacking monster's attack, and you return this card to your hand. This card's name is a portmanteau of Kuriboh and Ribbon. This Kuriboh appears to be the only one that is a female. In the dubbed version of episode 18 of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, Professor Frank refers to this card as a he, despite its feminine appearance. This monster appears in the artwork of Trick Buster and Present Card. Just like Kuriboh, this monster shares its name with an enemy from Super Mario. Kuriboh is the Japanese name of a round Goomba-like enemy. This is the first Kuri monster not to be used by the main protagonist. It was then followed by Kuri Photon. Speaking of Kuri Photon. During either player's turn, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard and pay 2,000 life points. You take no battle damage this turn. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 Photon monster from your hand to the graveyard, except Kuri Photon. Add this card from your graveyard to your hand. You can only use the effect of Kuri Photon once per turn. Funnily enough, the top of this monster's head resembles Kite Tenjo's hair, as Kite was the one to use it in the anime. Kuri Vault. His effect is, you can target 1 face-up Xyz monster that has Xyz material. Detach 1 Xyz material from it, and if you do, special summon 1 Kuri Vault from your deck. This card cannot be used as a synchro material monster. This is the first and only Thunder-type Kuri monster. This is the first Kuri monster not to have a strictly defensive effect. This is the only Kuri monster that can be used as a synchro material monster. As well, this card is used by Yuma Tsukumo. The red lightning on this monster's forehead kind of looks like Yuma's red spiked hair. This monster appears in the artwork of Voltage Summon and Re-Xyz. As well, there are also the Kuriboh brothers, known as Kuriba, Kuribe, Kuribi, and Kuribu, as well as Kuri Babylon. But those cards are anime only, so